Fans Voice International. We are here with you, you know. This is my guy, Oga Chelsea. Mazi Chelsea.
Mazi.
Mazi. And we have the voice of Liverpool. You all know me as Choco Prince, aka Coach B. So we are going to do the review of all the weekend matches. You know, we had so many fun. We had some people cried, and some people were smiling. We had fun. We have one of the best results that I could never expect, which was to be a Bayern Munich having a draw for the very first time this season. They had gone 15 games unbeaten, straight winning, and they had a draw. Unexpected. It was the battle of the Berlin War. You understand? So it was a very tough battle against the Bayern Munich. The likes of what's his name? What's that striker's name?
Luis Diaz.
The likes of Harry Kane. They could not do their miracles as usual, scoring at three, scoring for fun. You know, the likes of Olise was nowhere to be found. It was a difficult game for Bayern Munich. So what can you talk about?
I knew it was going to be a difficult game, and first if it was okay, I'll be crybaby now. I won't talk with respect to Liverpool, but when you see the feature was not easy. They played PSG midweek, and 3 days later they are going to play another strong team. It was bound to tell on them. No day easy for a team to come back to back like that. No matter how good you are, you must drop points one way or the other. So they'll be good team. I make it end as draw. You did very obviously because Liverpool they struggle self. The same thing happened to them after playing Real Madrid, playing another top class Man City. You go lose one, win one. You know they're very easy for you to win all. Last season we were flying high. You work for us. This season no work. So no be many teams so you go feel come and beat their Chelsea. I played 2 back-to-back very strong features and win both in less than 3 days. So I believe saying that fatigue, nine pressure, man, Bayern Munich will lead to the draw.
Berlin, okay. Oh, God, Chelsea. You know, it wasn't an easy game for Bayern Munich. You understand? You know, Berlin fought their ass off to get that draw.
Yes.
Because they were coming from a goal down to get that draw. Now, talking about the Arsenal game versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League that is going to take place, is this a point where Arsenal have to look up to Union Berlin to see how to defeat a team that has not lost a game, that have won their still 15 games? Do you think this is an avenue for everybody to exploit to bring Bayern down?
My brother, Champions League na Champions League, Premiership na Premiership, Bundesliga na Bundesliga.
Okay.
So you don't just join the two.
But now the same players they play.
Now the same player, but there is the spirit of Champions League is different. It's different. So yeah, I know if you tell you say Arsenal go maybe use another pattern of game to know.
Another thing why the team fits worry Arsenal small, no be big because Arsenal too na big side. Currently they are flying high this season. But another thing where I see why I go worry them small. Now because of the game which surrounds that particular game. After playing Bayern, I think they have Chelsea in that mix. They have Tottenham in that mix, which are tough features for people where they find a trophy for a very long time when they never see.
In the Manchester United game against Tottenham, Tottenham were playing at home. It's over 7 games in a row. United have not gotten any win from Tottenham. And that game was a straightforward winning against Manchester United.
Okay.
And that particular game was the lowest rate of shot brought out by Manchester United. You know, United have not had such a lower shot in a game this season before. They had 2 shots on target against Tottenham. What really happened in that game?
I've expected more from Man U, and I actually thought Man U was going to get away with the win. I actually predicted that Man U will win that game because Man U had more time to work on their strategy. Right now, they're only playing every weekend. You understand? As against Tottenham, that was just coming from a midweek game. So Man U rest well. They had no excuse. So I didn't know where they lost it. I believe maybe it was the brilliance or the tactics that Tottenham Hotspur used in the second game. Sure. And I will put some level of blame to Amorim because as they come second half, they like say Amorim just use fear, come put for him players' mind, they tell them to go sit back. Because I don't see any reason why they come into a game where you already they win 1-up. And then you can't go, they decide to do like say you won't concede, won't defend. They had the Arsenals to push more and push for more goals. But they can't like saying that they won't defend, they allow Tottenham to press them. And that's why Tottenham had that leverage to come into the game, equalize, and even get a lead before it went to an equalizer by the lead.
If you talk about this improve, I don't see it because this word where they like to use once a giant is always a giant. For between last season now, I dey see that fear for Man U once they hear about Tottenham. Because if you check last season, how many times? I think 5. And Tottenham beat all, win all. So that fear, see their body, and man, you need to remove that fear, because I don't see the reason why we could win. And removing somebody like Casemiro is wrong, because no yellow card, nothing. He just remove the young man out and then make some changes where affect you, and you allow Tottenham now to grow to the game inside the game. So no. For me, I will go blame Amorim, because he change himself affect the distance, and the man you need to come up with their game against Tottenham.
Do you think United is improving going forward?
And considering what we saw last season, yes, I believe they are improving, but they are not there yet that we can say, okay, title contenders and all that. Because this type of games, then, a kind of games, so they suppose, like, they sit down, they praise Arsenal, because people then will collect points from Arsenal for the past few seasons. And the people where Arsenal don't decide, say, no, go win them. And Arsenal win those people, collect clean sheets for their hand. So if Man U need to improve, they need to look out for those teams, them, we give them problem, and learn how to win those teams before we go say, okay, yes, then we can start putting them in the title race and all that.
Okay, over to the next game of the weekend. We had a game against Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. And guess what? The off-light for Arsenal, it was difficult. The off-light for Arsenal, it was difficult. Okay? So
Arsenal no see road.
Arsenal no see road. See.
But they say they go off the light. say now they go off the light.
Now then they come, they
so
don't play the ball.
They don't see road again.
Okay. Chances were lacking in that game. You understand? In terms of Arsenal's view, they were lacking chances. Do you think they need Odegaard to push through?
Yes, they need Odegaard, but Moko no forget, say, na still same year now we sit down and talk about, say, Odegaard being a creative midfielder for Arsenal, no, they do enough to give them the goals where they want, which is why they went and moved for Eberechi. So we know consider and say, now Eberechi don't come now. Don't they do wetin him go fit do? Now they can say, okay, no, now Odegaard will they miss, now Odegaard will want, because now the same Odegaard they give on a wetin on a need. And I thought saying line they do enough. Sure. They need that creativity, and they brought in Eberechi. Now I won't complain, say, oh, they got now don't they miss. So we no go accept that one. They can stand for one place. Now they got on I need more and take Odegaard. Now Eberechi and I need more and take Eberechi. But going into that game, I believe say will not put the whole pressure on Eberechi because Sunderland put up a very good performance. And the truth of the matter is say Sunderland even used their own hand through that game, because they had lots of options, especially the goal about the Saka goal for the Arsenal first goal. Now the flimsy mistake where the Sunderland midfielder make now lead to that goal. So I believe that if Sunderland decides that they won't press more, attack Arsenal more, because give it to Arsenal because of how good their defense have been from the midfield back. It can't be very scary for players or for opponents to even attack them. Everybody don't decide say if one player Arsenal, the best we go do not to sit back. So them Sunderland can't come with the mind say we'll not go sit back for these people. We'll go play them man for man. We'll go mark them man for man. Then we'll go find a way to get a goal. Then they can't change that same narrative. Can't decide say they won't title the control game. You cannot do that with Arsenal. And that's what led to the goal. We bring Arsenal, boost Arsenal mentality into the game. Come make sure say Arsenal can find a way to grind out the result.
If you ask me, I will tell you say yes, Sunderland do everything. Everything when they hear right, they do everything right. So you see Arsenal defenders, all of them they sweat.
They walk.
They sweat.
Yes.
You know they're easy.
They never feel that much pressure in the long way.
These people give them that heat. They give them that heat from starting to end. Forget about that equalizer from that midfielder. What? He whole ball dress. They collect ball from you. For what? For game where you know say these people they good. Na big team. And they know everything where it is say ref go they blow there. And no. I give kudos to Sunderland because they do something where surprise me.
Statistically in that game, Arsenal had 7 shots, the most in that game, on 7 shots on target, and they had such as 6 shots off target. Then they had 4 shots blocked, and they had 65 ball possession, which they dominated the game so well. What was lacking? Was it the striker position that was lacking?
I feel yes, they missed
to convert those chances.
They missed Gyökeres for that game because they needed that. But Trossard was outstanding, and Anyhow you want do am. If you like force Merino to play CF, if you like force am to become keeper, Merino no go fit get the instinct of a CF. Yes, he get eye for goal, but it was not enough for him to come be your point man. So I believe say okay, now one of the things them wey dem miss, come dey like say okay, there's no show up. So you know, if he give that sharpness wey Arsenal need for the attack to take put more, because now this same Sunderland, how man you take destroy them? You understand? You ask that question. So you know me say their defense over good. They just know how to take one to control game and then plan for Arsenal come. I feel say another team be say Arsenal underrated them.
Stamford Bridge against Wolves, the bottom team in the Premier League. You've defeated that guy in the Carabao Cup. And that game was a game that you dominated so well. Chelsea had 8 shots on target to 0. Wolves had no shot. Chelsea had 4 shots blocked and Wolves had nothing. So what really happened? And that was the game. Malo Gusto, in 165 games, that was his first professional goal. And he scored it against Wolves. That was the first goal that lifted Chelsea. What are you going to talk about the game?
For that game, Enzo Maresca need to come up with something good, because I don't know the type of, forget say we win the match 3-0. Yes, but he need to come up with something good, because if you check the first half, my brother, that first half just dey like, watch Caicedo. Caicedo, they move like somebody will get injury, we just manage the injury, they go
Non-tire or something.
Yes, he don't tire. All this in them. But the second half, now their game change. Now their game change, because if you check the second half, my brother, everything turn upside down. We make you see all those goals them. And thank God for them, because they stand up. If you check the first half, the kind game Wolves come to play, my brother, they worry Chelsea for that first half. But the second half, it changed. And the kudos to people will come in, because talk about this guy from Mayu, Garnacho. That is
impact was felt.
Impact they much when this guy come in, and once Pedro see say this guy won't come in, Pedro that run when he's supposed to run, when he no one run again, he start to dey move. And my happiness be say he no comot Pedro. He allow Pedro, instead he bring Neto Pedro inside, then allow the guy to play a normal wing. And that normal wing, now you see how busy both right and left started to move. And they talk about my striker, Dilab, my brother. That guy need to learn. I don't know whether the learn where he go learn now, because of João Pedro when they give him that through pass or what. I don't know, because you see, as they comot that Dilab and this guy enter, that float now start to come, and the João Pedro use that float, score goal.
Now, there is a trend I'm seeing. Chelsea have played 7 games in a row and lost 1. Just nearer to only Manchester United and Arsenal that managed to get that kind of result. And the people have been condemning Chelsea. Is Chelsea underrated? Because secondly, they are third in the league now, 6 points behind Arsenal at the top table. And they are doing well in the Champions League, though they drew their game. They've won 2, 3-1 and lost 1. Is it that they have been underrated? And they have the youngest squad ever.
I don't think Chelsea have been underrated. If anything, I know Chelsea fans will come for me, but if anything, I think they have been overrated. Take Maresca, for example. The man, we now easy on my talk. I'm saying we never reach the level we on at the carriers go. Now just say it happened to give them cup and give it to Chelsea. They know how to grind that result when it matters a lot. When they don't get anything and when they play out their best. So I feel say yes, that they grow into the game, but every team gets a talisman where they look up to when they need goal. Arsenal get the likes of Saka, Liverpool get Salah. Right now, Man U get Brian Mbeumo where they create chances for fun. Maybe say now this pattern now we want you to they give our opponent problems. City gets Erling Haaland. Now Chelsea for a long time, or let me say for the past few games, they always look up to Pedro since Palmer no dey. So now Pedro and Pedro Neto now they know they look forward to. And then as they unleash Garnacho, it can't like say an eye opener will be like say everybody want mark out Pedro Neto, whereas a demon they are where cost wey go fit create your own damages. And na this kind of games, because Wolves going into that game was not a match for Chelsea. So now this kind of game where they're supposed to build confidence.
Liverpool had one of the biggest games this season against Manchester City because they usurped City to get the trophy, which means champions playing former champion. Yes, it was a tough game, champion versus this former champion. But what really happened in that game? You had only one shot on target and you went in to win.
The truth of the matter be say, Pep Guardiola took an slot to school and taught him how to coach.
Correct.
That was what happened. I don't even get plenty talk. I won't come talk here because I no go come talk about referee because that one day, but even that one, yes, it can affect the game.
Yeah, it
was not enough. I mean about the referee decisions and all that. The truth of the matter is say, see what Pep Guardiola just do. Liverpool attacking form has always been dependent on our midfield. It overload our midfield, block our midfielders from making any true pass. And then when Liverpool get this kind of style of play, we say if you mark out our midfield, they will resolve to Virgil van Dijk to make those long balls because we don't get long passes.
To use wing.
To make those long balls them to Salah. Where everybody press here like this, he go just pass ball, go there, Salah they free to go. You know what he do? Int'l that small boy Lewis say stay on Salah. If Salah go from Fulham, if he come back Fulham, that means there was no time that Salah could be free enough to receive those balls. Then now who won't pass the ball? Virgil van Dijk can be. Int'l no need to pursue goal, no need to disturb the defense like say they find goal. Stay on Virgil van Dijk. Alan was on Virgil van Dijk throughout. To the extent that because two of them they get an unspoken rivalry, Virgil van Dijk know how to mark out Alan, and Alan now in work now just to do on Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool no go give am ball. Now our weakest link in that defense was who? Ibrahima Konate. Now give Konate the ball now to be the one to feed. He started the pass nonsense left, right, center, and that was how they just outsmart Liverpool.
Do you expect Liverpool to come back and challenge for the title, barring this current form they have now?
Talk about the title. For me, no. The only thing I go expect them to fight is top four. Top four. That is the only thing, because to talk about to come up, my brother, even the small shit, they greedy, which is Sunderland. They greedy. Chelsea, they greedy. So which person will want give you that this thing? So and if you check the point to them, no they much. So as you lose, the other one go
climb you.
The other one go climb. So you know they much. The only thing we go to do now, if you are not win title, make qualify for top four.
Okay, 2025, 17 games lost for Arne Slot, 16 to Amorim. Is it that Arne Slot is not being criticized more?
I think he's not being criticized enough, and I think the success of last season get into a head when don't come feel like saying don't did the level way. See, in this life, anyhow it be, try the humble. You understand? I feel say the success of last season get to a head in forgetting himself. Because at the talk, since that last season where we played Chelsea after we win Tottenham, then crown us champions, Liverpool have not been themselves because they try to force out a new style of play where your team or your players know they use and it never work out, and you see they force them to enter. You understand? So I think yes, it's not being criticized enough, because right now, even for a press conference, the man don't they speak like somebody we know waiting they do.
They speak like a
sure. 400 million spent on the attack line. Almost 400 million spent on the attack line. One shot on target against Manchester City. Is it that we should criticize the team, the players, or the coach?
The players. Because why I tell you say they let down, they no come up with better thing. In fact, Pep Guardiola read the game, hold all of them
down,
whole stage. Say you did this one, lock everywhere. No give them that space of this. My brother, he read the stage where I started to shout, say, if you don't be score, I beg destroy leg.
Me, I feel like these players are overrated, because when you are overrated, that is what you get. When you're underrated, you perform. Like the critique, we never expected him to perform, but he's performing. But once we expect to perform, come in and perform, just like my guy George said last season, that the likes of Florent Wirtz just slot in the team and then perform instantly. But currently, we are not seeing anything out of Florent Wirtz. Rather, he's been muted as the fastest or the slowest player in the Premier League. Going forward, what are your advice for Liverpool and how do you expect the league to be?
And it's not need to and it's not your own problem. I cannot sit here and you can't tell me that players that we are the best players in their own league cannot come and perform in Liverpool.
Yes, nah.
You understand? Me and a slot system, now me and see they look out for. You have a player and you know their best quality. That's why we were talking about management and coaching. They are two different things. Right now, he's doing more of the coaching than managing. You suppose as a player we are assigned, I know your strength. Suppose know where you go do more damage to my opponent. You understand? And he's not utilizing them to that extent. You come me say these players where you sign them to come ease pressure on Salah. And then at the end of the day, Salah say they play full 90 minutes. How are they easing pressure on him? Now Salah need to feed even the pass balls to those people. The same person will get highest number of assists last season. No feed pass ball to those people. How many balls will Salah pass to Ekitike for the past how many games? Day itself is not recorded. Fit crossbar, fit pass ball, nothing. Nothing is working out. So it all boils down to the system. Because these same players, I cannot come out and call those players. They go international break. You go see they go start to score again. So it's not player issue. It's coaching system or management system. So make that coach go design the system where go work for the players so you get correctly. That's how you get the results.
Do you think there is a problem in the Premier League? Because now, as it stands now, Manchester City is back on the chasing pack. They are 4 points behind Arsenal, 32-36. They are 4 points behind Arsenal. So it is very difficult now for Arsenal to move this race because, yes, we know that Arsenal is scared because it is Manchester City that is chasing them. As usual, they are scared that they might lose the title. They will be celebrating all along that they are the champions elect. They were designated champions elect because they were doing very, very well. But right now, the league has turned tables. People are back in the race. Congratulations for Manchester City. Congratulations to Chelsea because they did well during the weekend. Congratulations to Manchester United because they sustained their form by getting 5 times unbeaten for the very first time under Ruben Amorim. Yeah, congratulations to the people that had their wins and the ones that had their loss. It is a good time to relieve and rethink your strategies in order for you to perform very well next time. So over to what we are going to do now with our international break, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is Fans Voice International. We are here for you. We're always for you, guys.